Crimson Trace announces Link, the world's first wireless laser and white light system, combining a green laser and 300 lumen light with instinctive activation for AR-type rifles. Link, smart, simple, secure. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, we're talking holsters, what you need, where to carry, and even how to carry an AR-15 pistol. Plus, the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales every shooter needs to check out. Call now with your questions, comments, and range reports. And if you hate guns, you move to the front of the line. Call 866-TALK-GUN. And now, here's Tom Gresham.
Oh, yeah. Do you hate guns? Well, sometimes I hate guns. I hate the ones that I can't shoot well, but it's not really the gun, is it? It's really me. As they say, it's the nut behind the buttstock sometimes, and that would be, oh, rats. That'd be me. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. The show is called Gun Talk. Also, you can just dial 1 and then Tom Talk Gun. Tom Talk Gun. That'll get you in here. Pretty much open lines for today. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm going to be talking about some new guns. We got Black Friday coming up, Cyber Monday coming up. We got a lot of cool deals. We're going to have some people coming on to talk about some of the specials that are out there. It's also that weird crossover time in the gun business where we're starting to hear about the new guns that are being introduced. Excuse me. It used to be we would wait until January, till the SHOT Show, the big trade show for gun makers in Las Vegas. But now they just kind of throw them out there whenever they're ready. But we're getting a lot of them coming out. Just got the release, actually. Turn around. Look. Yep, right there. Okay. New AR from Springfield Armory. We'll be doing a live video about that tomorrow on our Facebook page. We can talk about that. So we'll be talking about some new guns out there. We'll also talk about your guns, the ones you're taking out, the ones that you... Actually, I like to get the range reports. When you take something out to the range, and what did you take out? Old gun, new gun, I don't care. Just tell us how it worked. Did you take anybody with you? Have you introduced anybody to shooting? Reintroduced them? Have you invited anybody? Because it's the most amazing thing, honestly. Seriously, it is. Whether at work or any place, if you just start bringing up the fact that you like to go out and shoot, you go out to the range, you'll have people go, well, I haven't done that in a long time. And then you say, hey, would you like to go? And about half of them are going to say, yeah, that sounds cool. I would like to do that. That'd be pretty neat. Huh. I'm going to take a couple of calls, and then I got to go through something I just read. It's interesting. There's been a lot of talk about Thanksgiving dinner and how do conservatives and liberals, how do Democrats and Republicans talk to each other over Thanksgiving dinner. You would think people would be throwing food at each other. Like, I don't know, maybe there are people who cannot be adults, who can't figure it out. But a most interesting article, I'll just put this on Twitter. By the way, if you follow me, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I am at Gun Talk. I would offer that it's probably worth your while. Tons of information, lots of references to articles that are out there, news stories that are going on. A lot of things going on. I want to talk about that because it kind of addresses the whole thing of why the rabid gun owners can't get us on the gun owning side to buy into their arguments and how they don't understand us and they think we are heartless and we don't care that children die. It's a fascinating article. I will talk to you about that. But first, let's take some calls. Line 3, Jeff's with us out of Florida. Jeff, what are you trying to find here, man?
I am trying to find a Savage Arms M63S, which is a single-shot bolt-action 22 rifle with a. It has the full walnut wood stock.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I won't tell you my sad story that I got rid of it when I was younger. But I would like to find one to shoot and also for one of my grandchildren. And I can't find it anywhere. A couple years ago, it was big on Facebook. People were reviewing it all over the place. It's not the greatest weapon either. Yeah. But now I can't find it. I've been to all the gun brokers everywhere, all the pawn shops. I can't find it anywhere.
Huh.
How do I do it?
Well,
I know
step,
it was made from like 1964 to 1972, so there has to be a fair amount of them out there.
Sure. Well, here's what I did. I cheat, okay? I just went to the search engine in my browser. I put in Savage M63 Youth, okay? And
you put youth, though.
Yes, I put it youth. And then what I get is one of the listings was for Gunbroker. And I know Gunbroker can be a little bit difficult, but what it does is it goes right to the page on Gunbroker that has the listings for them and the parts for them. And so that's one way to go. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Let me back up a second. Is it critical that it be this particular model, or are you just looking for a youth gun?
Well, it's nostalgic. I had that
Okay.
when I was a young kid. I used to make commercials, and it was my first paycheck. I bought that gun.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I understand wanting to
and
get the gun like that you used to have. Now, are you looking? And I apologize if I missed this. Are you looking for the youth model?
Yeah, that's the only way they make it, I think.
Okay.
That model. And it's just that I was in the military. I lived off base, and I got transferred, and I was going to have to live on base, and I sold the damn thing at a garage sale.
Yep. Yeah. You know what? We've all done it. We've all let go of guns we shouldn't have. I fully understand, and I feel it.
It's not a significantly special gun. It's just, for me, it's nostalgic. And if I could teach my grandson to shoot with it, it would be just neat. And it's got a key lock on it. So if I transfer it over to him, my son can monitor it. It's the M63S. Right under the trigger mechanism is a key lock that they can lock it, so nobody can get to it. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I tell you what we'll do. You're early in. We're going to put out the word. Ask if somebody has some suggestions. I'm thinking Gunbroker is one of the better ways to go because you're looking for a used gun, and just spend a little time there. You might even try putting want to buy up there or some places. See what happens. But you keep listening. We'll see if we can find some suggestions on where you can find that Savage. All right, Jeff. I appreciate the call. Let's drop down to one on Justin is with us out of Granite City. Hey, Justin, what's going on here?
Hey, well, I have a field report for you on a new slug I've discovered. Actually, I got a 6-point buck this morning with this ammo. It's the Winchester BRI Sabo slug. I think it's the Bree or Bry or however they pronounce it. But in the 2 3/4 shell, it's a 1 ounce Sabo traveled about 1350. So it's a nice low recoil. And for those out there who hunt in the woods, who have to use a shotgun, you're not really going to be shooting more than 50 yards. And it, on impact, it dropped the animal, and he never moved after that. And it also didn't pass through, so all the energy was wasted in the animal itself as well, which I like that idea too. And but yeah, I was getting at 35 yards where I sighted it in. I was getting 3 out of the 4 shells I shot were clover leafed. And
what kind of sights do you have on that shotgun?
It's a BSA Deer Hunter on a brown and gold hunter.
Okay. Have so you're happy with that combo?
Oh yeah, it's never this. I have found my combination. I've used my slug barrel on my brown and gold hunter for a lot of years. I always used to use Hornady SSTs. I've tried Federals. I've tried them all, and I never got really good groups. And but I tried this out because my local gun shop said, "Hey, we've been using these for years. My husband has." The shop owner, she was telling me this, said my husband's been using it for years, and every year they brought home meat. So I tried them, and I'm sticking with it. They're great, and and the fact that it's not beating you up That's a big thing. I'm a big dude. I can handle recoil. I don't like recoil.
Yeah, but nobody needs to get beat up. And, it sounds like and we always talk about you got to keep trying till you find the load that works with your gun. We always talk about, well, your gun will like certain loads better than others. It sounds like you found the one. If I were you, I would go buy enough ammo to last you about the next 10, 15 years, because here's the horrible part of all this. Every once in a while, we'll find the thing that works perfect for us, and we'll say, that's going to be the one. And the next year we go back, and then we find out, they discontinued that. You're going, what? So I would stock up. After deer season, when prices go back down a little bit, I fully intend to. Good deal. Well, good luck, and congratulations on that buck. Got you some venison already. Way to go. All right, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, I want to talk. Paul's got a warning for a lot of us. Almost got hammered by TSA. We really want to hear that call. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham.
For tactical equipment for military, law enforcement, and shooting enthusiasts, look for the name Elite Survival Systems, creators of high-quality, intelligently designed products for concealed carry, discreet transport, and rigorous tactical uses. Elite Survival Systems knows there isn't just one method of carry that works for everyone. Elite offers a vast array of concealment products to fit your lifestyle, including holsters, belts, vests, pouches, slings, bags, backpacks, and cases. Find out more at EliteSurvival.com.
Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. The time is now to band together. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
The Ruger pistol that started it all is now even better. The Ruger Mark IV has the same great look as the Mark III, but now its simple one-button takedown means less time taking apart your gun and more time shooting it. Disassemble it in seconds for no hassle cleaning. Learn more about the Target, Hunter, and 2245 Light Mark IV series models at Ruger.com. The Ruger Mark IV, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Laser sights increase confidence, regardless of experience level. Whether you're learning the fundamentals, a seasoned shooter, or simply overcoming aging eyes, laser sights provide instant feedback, providing immediate confidence and enjoyment for a new shooter. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our laser training video, The Laser's Edge, and learn more about why Crimson Trace is making laser sights standard equipment.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at ShopGunTalk.com. Get prepared. ShopGunTalk.com.
You know and trust Springfield Armory. Now that trusted gunmaker has an AR-15 rifle with all the features you want. The Saint features a mid-length gas system, a heavy tungsten buffer, and a 16-inch chrome Molly barrel with a 1-in-8 twist rate. Plus, the Saint has Bravo Company's Key Mod handguard, the next generation of America's personal defense rifle. See video of the Saint in action at Springfield-Armory.com. That's Springfield-Armory.com.
I see the news today. Country music legend Mel Tillis has died. He was 85. A lot of people, of course, knew his music. A lot of people knew his music, but we didn't know it was his music. Prolific songwriter. Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. Of course, Mel had a stutter, and he made no bones about it. He, billed himself as Stutter and Mel. His backup group was called the Stutterettes. His airplane was Stutter One. But I got a story for you. Mel was on a shoot, a quail hunt with my dad years ago. I can't remember if this was for the American Sportsman TV show or the Sports Afield TV show. But they were hunting quail somewhere out in, I think, Arizona. And they sat down and they were just doing a little talk and had cameras rolling. And, and Mel, he always said, look, he says, I had years of treatment trying to correct the stutter, and then I realized, what am I doing? That's how I make my living. That's my identity. I got to stop doing that. So they laughed about it. And then Dad said, Mel, he says, there are a lot of rattlesnakes around here. Mel says, yeah. And Dad says, the thing that worries me about being with you is that if we came up on one, by the time you said, I'd be bit. I don't think I ever heard anybody laugh as loud as Mel did when he did that. Mel, tell us, country music legend and avid hunter. He is dead at 85. Paul is on Tampa, Florida, on line 2. Paul, sounds like you just dodged one. What happened here?
Well, good on you, but I was just in a cleaning mood. I was going through everything in the house looking for socks without mates and everything. And in about 2 weeks, I'm going to go to England. So I was just going through old pieces of luggage, including the one I was going to go with. Mm-hmm. And I just happened to run my hand way down one of the outside pockets in the corner. But what's this? It was a Taurus 709.
Uh-oh.
It's been there for about 3 months. I forgot about it. That sucker conceals so well from the inside and the outside, you couldn't see it. Mm-hmm. Now imagine not just going to somewhere in the U.S., but the UK, and not knowing I had that in the pocket. Everybody, check your bags.
Well, I know you've heard me talk about it. I give myself a complete and thorough pat down whenever I'm going to fly commercial. I also take my computer bag, my backpack, and I go through every pocket on it as though I'm a TSA agent, because what I'm looking for is probably not a gun in there, because I will never, ever let a gun go into any carry-on piece of baggage that I have. Not once, not walking from the range to the car, not ever. It never goes in there. It's like a religious thing with me. But what I'm looking for is a pocket knife or a loose round of ammo. And I have made it through TSA checks several times with loose rounds of ammo in carry bags, and just, found it later and went, okay, I'm going to have to be a lot more careful about that. And so I try to separate anything that I would use to go on airplanes with, carry-on especially, just never gets anything ballistic inside of it. And, man, I am so glad that you caught that, because you're right. It'd be one thing. Of course, if you're checking it, you're going to get in trouble. If you're trying to carry it on, that's a major deal. But you get to the UK, and you have escalated that many times over.
Roger that.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you passing that along. That is, my friend, is a very useful range report. All right, I mentioned a couple of articles that just came out, and the two are beautiful in their juxtaposition. And one ran on the CNN website, and it got picked up by media outlets everywhere. An article written by Tess Taylor. The headline tells you all you need to know. The headline, the title of this article is, "Do We Love Our Guns More Than Our Children?" Well, there you got it. Clearly she's saying, well, of course we do. We don't care if children die. Gun owners love their guns so much, they don't care if children die. Blah, 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 blah. At the same time, there's an article that just came out, and I put it on my Twitter feed actually a couple of times because I think it's that important. It's at thefederalist.com. And let me get the author. I want to get the author right here because she did such a great job. Meredith Drake O'Connor. And the title of it is 6 Reasons Your Right-Wing Friend Isn't Coming to Your Side on Gun Control. I was thinking about that when they're talking about family members who believe differently having problems at Thanksgiving dinner. And she has these 6 reasons, and I'm going to go through them because I think you will connect with these. She says, number 1, we rarely get to come to the conversation in good faith. She says the most destructive, divisive response when dealing with Second Amendment advocates is the notion that we aren't on your side of the issue because we don't care about the tragedy and loss of life. It appears, it says, it is a true dehumanization of Second Amendment advocates to think that we don't see the events unfolding in Las Vegas and have the same ache deep in our souls. As I read that, I thought about this article. Do we love our guns more than our children? How do you even start a conversation with somebody who starts out that way? Because what they're saying is, you don't care if children die. Well, you cannot have a good faith discussion. Number 2 on the list of the 6 reasons that we're not going to come to your side on gun control. Number 2, the blood on their hands attacks are offensive. It says the constant screaming about the National Rifle Association's influence means nothing to many of today's gun owners, but the blood on their hands attacks do. It says the average gun owner sees a tweet, Facebook post, or editorial cartoon depicting the NRA as blood-soaked, and they believe it's really talking about gun owners. So in other words, if you want me to get over to your side, don't start off by saying you don't care if children die and you have blood on your hands when we're not the ones who are doing the murdering. Okay, so it's an excellent point. Number 3, the loudest voices are often the most ignorant. We talk about this all the time, how they get things wrong. And she says, I can see why the left constantly feels right-wingers are deflecting the gun debate because we get pedantic at details, constantly correcting things like the inappropriate labeling of assault rifles. She says, while this is an extremely emotional issue after it's a tragedy, it's also a policy debate. Good policies should be extraordinarily specific, explicit, and, accurate in describing what's actually legislating. So it goes on. Number 4, the most prominent policy ideas have nothing to do with the tragedy. They're always bringing up gun control ideas that wouldn't have stopped the shooting. Number 5, we seriously don't care about gun laws in other countries. He said, no, really, we don't. That's because what they do there, they don't have a Second Amendment, and we do. And then number 6 is we really do consider owning firearms a right. It says, I believe the Constitution and Declaration of Independence are as declaring the intrinsic and inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Beyond that, part of having liberty is personal safety from harm. I am the one primarily responsible for my safety because I am able to be responsible for my safety. While I view the government's primary responsibility as the safety of citizens, I am the person first responsible for my safety. It is an excellent article by Meredith Drake O'Connor. It's why they don't understand us, and they probably never will.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you, Tom Gresham, 866 Talk Gun. It is the time. It is the season, as we say. We're all looking for things for other people, but also buying gifts for ourselves. And sometimes we'd say, I just want to get something. And part of that is we're going to bring you a lot of cool things that are on the market, new things, and maybe even products and companies you have not heard of before. Part of that we're going to do right now. We're joined by Tony Gokenbach from Elite Survival Systems. Tony, did I get that right?
Man, Tom, you are the man, I got to say. First try.
Got lucky on that one. So, all right, well, first off, tell us, who is Elite Survival? Who are you guys?
Yeah, so Elite Survival Systems, actually, we have a heritage that goes back to 1979, manufacturing the first AR rifle cases out of nylon.
Oh.
So the company started out of a back room of a motorcycle parts shop when the owner and his wife said, we got to make one of these things. And, she was kind of struggling around with it on a sewing machine. They were making out of nylon because they were making chaps and, sort of protective gear and saddlebags and things at the time. So after a few expletives and several hours of engineering, they came out with a rifle case for the AR-15. So, from then on, it's changed a few times. So now Elite Survival Systems still manufactures most of its products in the USA and have a lot more than just rifle cases.
Where are you guys located?
Yeah, so our facility is in Washington, Missouri. So we're about an hour west of St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Well, I went to Mizzou a million years ago, so right in that area, not too far.
That's right. Not far at all.
Okay, so I'm looking at your website here, Elite Survival Systems, and you have range bags, concealment backpacks, holsters. Lots of holsters, like little concealment holsters, pocket holsters, belly bands. It's hard to even figure out how many things you may not even know how many things you guys have.
I think we're about 600 SKUs. So
wow,
we've got a few products, but it's small compared to some people. But we're pretty happy to keep putting out products that matter.
So what's the hot product or product lines right now?
Well, always holsters, concealment. We are very much as part of the gun carry and pro community. So it's, we have some military heritage items, but we love concealment. Each of us carry every day. We love gun stores. That's our big target. We not only do we have a website and everybody's on Amazon, but we really want to be where the guns are sold. So any stores listening, we want to definitely get out and say, we'd like to be a partner with you.
They want to take a look, elitesurvival.com. Now, I'm looking here. You've got like EDC concealment messenger bags. I'm looking at this stuff, and it starts to ring true because I'm seeing products that probably only get designed by people who carry every day and understand this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of our targets for the last couple of years have been, there are great ways to carry your firearm every day, but not every day you're wearing the same thing, and each person's body is different. Mm-hmm. So, even some lifestyle items. We have a great runner's hydration belt that's designed specifically to carry maybe a subcompact or smaller carry piece. So it looks exactly like a designer runner pack, but the guts, the insides are built up and beefed up to carry your firearm.
Huh. And you've got a lot of the little pocket holsters that you could either stick in a pocket or you can move them around. You could switch it from, say, appendix carry today to your 4 o'clock position tomorrow, depending on what you're wearing and the comfort of that particular gun.
That's exactly right.
Huh. Interesting. Now, let me ask you about one thing here, because I keep hearing, particularly as we have more and more companies bringing out AR-15 pistols. Obviously, SBR has been around for a while, but not nearly as many of those. But you have these covert, discreet packs that, frankly, I think probably there are some people carrying around AR pistols in these things.
Absolutely. One of our best-selling backpacks, actually, we were looking for ways to carry. Not just in the long rectangular case, which maybe one day was discreet, but now it's like, we recognize this as weapon transport in the community. Right. But we've designed some backpacks that are meant to carry like a broken down AR, for example, in a position so that you can just pop it out and assemble it with all of the sort of range gear and things that need to come along with that, and it looks exactly like a sport backpack, for example.
And I know there are people who are going to be saying, well, boy, that's really paranoid. Why would you want that? I say, well, if a church is being shot up by a guy with an AR, I would much rather be able to grab an AR and go in and deal with that than I would with the carry pistol that I always have with me, just the way that the good guy did in this case and stop the murders going on. So having access to a rifle without, the problem is you can't, in most places, you can't carry one openly, and even if you do, you're going to frighten all the natives, as they say.
Sure.
And, the other thing is there is a tactical advantage to having it concealed.
Absolutely. And even if you must have a good guy with a gun when the bad guy with the gun is there to stem the loss of life. I mean, this is something, it doesn't matter how many times we seem to say gun control is the argument that must come up on the other side. It's almost as if they're dead to listening to the argument here. But even if it's not the worst case scenario, I mean, somebody lives in a suburban environment, they live in maybe even an urban environment, and instead of carrying a bunch of black bags out with their rifle and a number of other things, worrying about maybe what sort of flack they'll catch from neighbors.
Just going out to the car before you're going to the range, yeah.
Exactly.
So now you got just a regular looking backpack, and you got your stuff in there. You have range gear that doesn't look like range gear.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's brilliant. And you guys, and you say most of this is made in the U.S.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything that we can. So all those holsters, those pocket holsters you were talking about, belly bands, all that, right, made in our facility.
Wow, that is pretty cool. The company is Elite Survival Systems, and it is elitesurvival.com. All right, what's the last thing you want to tell people they need to know about what you guys are doing?
Well, we definitely have some Black Friday promotions that'll be going on. We'll be doing 15% off site-wide. But like I said, we really want to work with more dealers. We have dealers all across the nation. So if we're not in a store of somebody that you'd like to see us in, we do have promotions and discounts going on for them also. So
perfect. And if you work at a gun store or run a gun store, by all means, take a look at it. Tony, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
All right, you take care. Cool company. Some interesting-looking products there. Would you ever consider carrying, seriously, some kind of breakdown or SBR, AR? Have you done that? I would love to know that. 866 is our number here. 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial Tom Talk Gun. Be right back. Used guns can be a great value, but you have to know who you're buying from. What if you could buy quality used guns with a lifetime warranty from the Internet's largest online reseller? That's what you get at DuriesGuns.com. They stand behind every firearm purchase for life. If you have a problem, they'll either fix or replace your gun. Pistols, rifles, shotguns, and more. Check out their inventory today at DuriesGuns.com.
Smith & Wesson Performance Center firearms combine old-world hand craftsmanship with modern technology. Carry comfortably and confidently with Performance Center pistols and revolvers. Or take aim with their fine-tuned modern sporting rifles. For unique designs and special features, experienced shooters look to the Performance Center for all their firearms needs. Performance Center by Smith & Wesson. Performance when it matters most. For more, go to smith-wesson.com/PC.
36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or gundealio.com.
Nosler has been a leader in bullets and ammunition for decades and keeps growing with new product introductions that follow this tradition. Accurate, highly effective bullets and ammo for long-range shooting, precision rifle competition, and big game hunting. To be the first to hear about new product releases and promotions, follow Nosler on Facebook and Instagram and become part of the conversation. You won't settle, and neither will we. Nosler.com.
I mentioned that we have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that coming up. Well, First Person Defender, our terrific video series of putting people into self-defense situations. We're going to roll out on Black Friday new episodes of First Person Defender. We're going to be releasing one new episode every day at 6 p.m. Central. Going to be released on our channels on YouTube, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV channels, plus Gun Talk's Facebook page and guntalk.com. So every day, starting on Black Friday at 6 p.m. Central, we'll be releasing a new first-person defender show, and we put people through some really weird stuff, some interesting things, and you will learn things about self-defense with guns just by watching this. You'll want to share them with your family. Oh, by the way, we do like to give things away. We're giving away this month some giveaways from Liberty Safe. If you go to guntalk.com/win, 4 winners are going to win. 2 are going to win the new Liberty Safe Biometric HDX 350. It's a new handgun vault with a pull-out drawer. And then 2 people are going to win the full-size soft-shell magnetic cases from our friends at Liberty Safe. Let's go talk to Joe. He's on line 4 out of Palmer, Alaska. Hey, Joe.
Hello, Tom. Let's celebrate. I see 22 ammo on every shelf, and the marker for me is last week I bought CCI mini mags on sale. This is a result of our political activities. So let's celebrate. Congratulations, but we can't stop working. We need to keep going.
So let me ask you this. And you could remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people were crying, calling here, I can't find 22 ammo anywhere. Where can I find it? They're just not, they're hoarding it. They're not making enough of it. And I would say, hey, they're making all they can make, and people are just buying it. There are people, I know there are people who have 100,000 rounds of 22 sitting on the shelves. So here's my question to you. Now that we have it, and now that we're actually getting it on sale, which was unthinkable 2 years ago, how much are you buying?
Well, how much can I afford? I bought 3 cases, and the guy says, are you going to shoot this up? And I said, well, probably in 5 or 6 years. But
and eventually?
I tried to learn from the past.
Yeah, I've been checking ammo prices, and they're not so low right now. 9mm, 45, 223, even, as you say, even 22 rimfire. We have not seen prices like this in, what would you say, 3 years, 4 years?
At least to that amount.
And there are people who are going to say, yeah, that's great. And then when something happens and the prices jump back up, now they're going to run to the stores and start trying to find it. And they're going to be complaining to me, bitching to everybody they know. I can't find ammo, and wow, it's crazy expensive. And this is, they're gouging. No, it's not gouging. It's called the market. Right now would be a really good time. I'll tell you the other thing. You know what I would be buying right now? I'd be buying magazines. There are some great deals out there on magazines, and I would be buying them 6 at a time for whatever gun it is, and I would be buying 6 at a time for all my guns, frankly.
And I agree with that. That is wonderful. My advice to everyone who has a 22, you should have a bottom baseline 1,000 rounds for each 22 you own. And then you can add to that, but at least have 1,000 rounds. I
like it. It's a good round number. That'll work. Hey, Joe, thank you. I appreciate that for reminding us and letting us celebrate that we do have 22 ammo, and it's got a good price. Hey, Mike is on line 3 out of, looks like Montana, Montana. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. What are you looking for here?
I have a question about a Model 12 Winchester shotgun.
Okay.
It is a part of an inherited collection that included all of the Model 12s and all the gauges. This happens to be the 28 gauge, which is the key piece to the collecting series.
Right.
I was trying to do some research on the gun, and I came across an article that was sort of vague and poorly written that described something of a relationship between the Winchester factory and the Cuts Compensator Company. And it seemed to suggest that some of the Model 12s would go right from the factory to the Cuts Compensator factory.
Hey, Mike, let me hold you for just a second. I've got to run up against a hard break, but I want to track this down for you. And I think we may have a suggestion of a source of information for you, but just hold on a second here. We'll do this. We're going to come back, and we're going to see if we can kind of track down what the history might be of that Winchester Model 12. Love that gun, by the way. That was one of the first shotguns. All right, we're talking with Mike in Montana. He's got a Winchester Model 12 28 gauge. He's trying to figure out maybe the connection between the Winchester and the Cuts Compensator Company. How am I doing so far there, Mike?
Yeah, you got it just right, yes.
Okay. Have you, and obviously the source of information on a lot of that is you got the Winchester Collectors Association, but you also have the Cody Firearms Museum in Cody, Wyoming.
And I plan to go to them and get the letter of pedigree, but I love your show. I work in a remote area. I have no internet or TV, so it's radio only, and you're one of my favorite weekend distractions.
Well, I am envious because a 28 gauge Model 12 is one of the cooler things out there.
Well, thank you. I love the gun as well. What kind of is throwing me, and I've taken this gun to a couple of gun shows and just kind of walked around with it to try to see what kind of interest I could get. There's always a lot of interest, but everybody kind of throws the BS flag on it, saying, well, it's aftermarket, it's altered, it's not original. And that may be true, and what leads me to give that at least some credibility is on the Model 12s. There's two serial numbers, at least two. One on the barrel, and then one on the actual mechanism itself, and they should match. The one on my barrel is it's not there.
Okay, well, yeah, and it could be an aftermarket barrel on it, and that happens. Let me throw this thought out. Now, if your local library, you can always get online there. I know it may be a drive for you, but and look up the Winchester Arms Collectors Association, and it's the website is just simply winchestercollector.org. Very easy, and I'll guarantee you they will have the information on that. But look, I appreciate that. I wish you luck. The folks at Cody can help, and the Winchester Collectors Association. Again, winchestercollector.org. I appreciate that, sir. I got to run. Yeah, my mother had a Winchester Model 12 in 20 gauge, and I have it now. And she was all of maybe 5 feet tall. She cut the stock off to about 12-inch length of pull, really short. But it made it a great youth gun for me when I was growing up. It has a big old poly choke on the end, so you could. I was forever twisting that thing. Approved cylinder, modified, full. Of course, I never patterned it, so I don't know if it actually was throwing those patterns. I also never shot it for impact to know if it actually shoots to where it's supposed to. But I carried that Model 12 20 gauge pump everywhere. Really a fun gun. Now, Dad loved his Model 12 20 gauge. He put a straight stock rather than a pistol grip stock on it. I don't know why, but he liked it. And I think, if I remember right, we have that one on permanent loan at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. We gave them, or loaned them, I think 2 or 3 of his firearms. And that Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is in Natchitoches, Louisiana, should you ever want to go see the display. They have a really nice display about grits there. But, yeah, Model 12's pretty cool. You know, it's one of those deals you wish they could bring it out again. Yeah, I'm sure it would be too expensive. People aren't going to pay $1,000 for a pump. That's just not. And it would probably cost that to make it. But there's still a collector's interest in Model 12s out there. And, of course, also in the Brownings, the humpback Brownings, the Sweet 16s. My buddy David Tarver now lives down in Florida. He had a Sweet 16 Browning. I had the Model 12, and forever we were divided on that. I couldn't shoot that humpback to save my life. Couldn't see over that back end of that thing. But, you know, it's all what you get used to. So it was all fun, but we had a lot of fun. We would literally carry those over our shoulder while we were on our bicycles going through town, going hunting. You can imagine doing that now. Hey, when we come back, let's talk a little bit about some Black Friday, Cyber Monday specials, also about gun safes, keeping your guns where they're supposed to be so that they're there when you need them. 866-TALK-GUN. This is Gun Talk.